¿Qué ondas, primos?
Primas
y primes.
Welcome to my
Primos.
My Primos
Primo
Podcast. Welcome to the My Primos podcast.
My name is Freddie.
My name's Kevin Garcia.
My name is Elia Maria Matriz.
My name is John Avina.
This is Chikume, whenever I can make it.
My Primos podcast discusses all things fandom and pop culture,
From comic books,
Movies?
To whatever obsession we have this week.
but with a Latine
Malatine.
perspective. Remember, we're all primos.
We're all primes.
Primas.
Primos.
No matter what part of the world we're from. ¿Qué ondas, primos, primas, and primas, and welcome back to my Primos podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Primo Freddy, and with me tonight, we have back from the depths, from darkness, from the tundras, from wherever cool guys with beards go, Mr. Kevin Garcia.com. Say what's up, Kevin.
What's up, Kevin? And now
Well,
you're
you've been
all
waiting
doing
for that. Well, dude, you're like seeing the Matrix. Like you're literally those guys like.
I feel like those like Japanese guys in the anime where their glasses like shine up and like yes.
Yeah, that's you. That's you, Kevin Garcia, Mr. KevinGarcia.com. Welcome back, Kevin. You were missed. How are you?
I know. I'm doing all right. My elderly cat is blind now.
Whoa. Is the
I mean,
optometrist involved at that point?
she's like 20 years old, but like she just keeps wandering around and like bumping into walls and stuff.
Whoa. Dude, her eyes are like, they look like they're glass.
Yeah, but she's purring like crazy right now.
Dude, did you paint her nails?
No, what are you talking about? She paints her own nails.
Okay, excuse me. I can't assume anything,
when
right?
I take her to go get their nails trimmed, they usually put clear caps on there, but sometimes they run out of clear and they're like, "Is pink okay?" We're like, "Sure." And then we got her back. It's like she's adorable.
Dude, you are
pink.
too involved with this cat.
So-
Hold on. You take the cat to get his nails trimmed. Okay, fine. I get that, right? I have a dog. It happens. You let them paint the cat's nails?
Well, it's little cats.
Is that a thing?
No, what it is to prevent the cat from getting her claws like stuck on stuff. So they're little rubber tips.
Ah, they're caps.
Yeah.
Caps.
She normally gets clear ones, but lately it's been
Live and learn. Live and learn. Live and learn. And that other voice, the man from up north, Illinois, Pope Kingdom, Mr. Avina, John Avina, Avina Comics. Say what's up, John.
What's up, John?
See?
There he is, everybody. Welcome back, John. Both of you guys have been out for a minute. Ella was out for a bit. She came back, hung out with us last episode. I want to say shout out to Bones from at Calavera Cosplay. A lot of fun. Check out their work, especially if you're into magic and cosplay. It's dope. It's a lot of fun. Kevin, since you're back and John is back, I figured we start the night with a little shot of something.
Yeah,
I'm going to take a shot of this guy.
As you guys know, I don't drink, but I brought a beer this time.
Wow. And John has his, was it a Michelob?
Yeah.
Still counts as beer, right?
Ultra? Man, I got both. I got a chaser, so we're good.
There you go.
But
I mean,
I don't have a
beer is
shot
beer.
glass. You know, I thought I would grab a shot glass before this, but I'm just going to take a swig of this just to kind of get it going. So salud, Kevin, for you, my friend, and John. Welcome back, everybody. Woo. All
Taste
right.
of champions.
Party started.
That
So
is a
we
beer.
are back, Primos. And crack that.
Was that your eyeball?
No, it was not my eyeball. It was
No.
my beer.
Because
that
as you were popping open the drink, you went like that with your eyes. It looked like your
Yeah.
eyes.
Look at my eye.
I was just
Like that, and it went away? No. But we're back, Primos. We want to just catch up with everybody. And so biggest thing that we always do here at the beginning is just catch up. John, tell me what you've been up to, man. It's been a couple weeks. How are things up north? How's the comic book life treating you? I heard you have now, how many books? Like 52? Did I hear you right
like
on one
that.
of your videos?
yeah.
Man, that number
But
keeps
it's
changing
52.
so fast.
We're in the middle of a break right now because it's just pure burnout, and I'm writing a pilot. It's
I was
not
gonna say.
a secret.
When you're on a break, that means you're doing only like 5 books at a time.
Yeah, I'm working on like a novel thing. I'm working on a pilot, which is awesome, but like I haven't done it in a while. And then I'm writing a short film that I want to shoot in the fall. So it's like I still want to do comics, so I still have comics that I'm working on, but it's like Lockjaw #4 and something else we're doing. I can't keep things straight right now. But it's like, yeah, we took a brief comic hiatus to get these other projects at least started, and then we're going to take it from there. So
Interesting. You're always busy, though. I mean, even though you're taking a break,
Yeah.
you're always working. You're always doing something.
Right.
So you're fine. I promise you. So I am excited because whenever you take these little breaks, you always come back pretty hard, though. So I always get an Americana when you come back from break.
That's what we're working on. So the pilot is for Americana as a TV show.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. So
got me excited.
It's pretty cool. We added some stuff, but now we're working on issue 3, and I get to kind of steer it towards more of what I wanted from the show. So it's exciting, but it's.
So if we want to get it like in, kind of before the show happens, right? Because it's gonna happen.
You
have to buy the Americana books. You have to buy the Americana books.
Yeah, otherwise I'll spoil it in a TikTok video. So that somebody wrote one of my things like, "What would I buy if you just told me what happened?"
You know, it's funny. Today is the official last day of TikTok again for like the second time. I don't even know.
Is it?
No, but they extended it again, probably. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'm tired of them playing with my emotions.
I think everybody's reaction to that now is like, "Oh, is it? Okay."
Yeah, it's just there's too much going on for me to be like, yeah.
But people lose their minds when you can't post Instagram stories. So I mean, trust me, it's a.
Yeah.
When it goes away, the world's gonna weep. They're gonna lose their mind. So if and when it happens, but it's a mess. The government's a mess right now, and fuck ICE, all that. Like legit, like. But I just want to enjoy my time with the Primos here, and chat, and just kind of give you a little bit of escape, Primos, because there's so much going on out there. But at the same time, let's not ignore it. I want to just put that out there.
It's like we can't, but we still have to find other ways to keep on living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep enjoying life.
Yeah, we have to. And I feel like whenever the shit like that is happening in the world, I do find solace and comfort, talking with Primos, doing content, having fun like this, right? Because we need that escape. We need that, just that good warmth in your belly, like a shot of Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. So yeah, I'm happy, John, that you're taking your break. Take your time, man, because I know you. Once you get up and running, dude, there's no stopping you. So definitely take your break. Kevin, I know you've taken some personal time. The company allows unlimited, personal time off, unpaid.
Yeah. And I was going to say, thank you for maintaining my paycheck throughout this time when I've been away. I feel honored to be with such a company that has not at all lowered my pay at all.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if I'm going to start charging you for being on the show, then yeah, that's a whole different thing. But
well, I mean,
thankfully,
the thing is,
we should open that company town.
Hey, yeah,
we start using company bucks, but it's going to be Primo pesos. I think that works out.
Yeah, like stamps, like
Primo
there we go. Pesos.
Yeah,
there you go. It'll be like Disney bucks.
Yeah, or the itchy and scratchy land money that doesn't work.
Yes, doesn't work anywhere else. Well, they won't accept them at the park either. Yeah, I remember that episode.
Well, I've already got stuff lined up. I've been on like a little mini vacation, I guess, but I'm getting back in. I got Comic Palooza, which is going to have happened by the time this airs. I've got Colossal Con coming up. I've got I'm doing a nerd night.
Colossal Con.
What was it? A nerd what?
Nerd night. Nerd nights are great. What they do is they have them in like I think like 70 some cities around the world. And basically what they do is once a month they invite about 3 nerds to come up and talk about whatever it is they're good at for about 20 minutes and take questions. It's fun. I've done it a couple times. It's a blast. Basically, the whole audience is drunk, and sometimes the speakers too. So it's always good.
I'm gonna see. If there's not one in Chicago, I'm starting it.
Yeah, you need
Nerd
to.
Night.
Yeah, it's spelled Nerd NITE. By the way, when you look it up.
Okay, Nerd Night. Interesting.
I used to be a photographer for Emo Night in Chicago. That was always fun. Because I was like the oldest person there, and I was like, oh, I remember when this band came on the scene, and they're like, what do you mean? Like, this came out when I was in middle school. I still am. My Spotify Wrapped every year is just like a love letter to the Wonder Years. I'm like, yeah, it's about right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mine's interesting. My Spotify Wrapped becomes really interesting for me. I listen to a lot of different stuff. But
see, mine's always exactly the same. And every year the students are like super excited to see what it's going to be. And it's always like, the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, but also whatever's new coming out, and because I literally have a playlist that says random songs to write by 1920s to 2020s, and I've got just about every genre in there. It's got I think 113 hours of music right now, so Jeez. It's like, hey, so I looked it up. There is a Chicago Nerd Night. You need to be on it.
I gotta start calling people. I gotta get in on there. I can drink and rant. It's my 2 favorite things.
Right?
Hey, perfect.
What would you talk about though? Do you have anything that you really nerd out about?
Yeah, man. Do you have an outlet where you can like talk about stuff you make or into?
Do you make anything?
I was thinking about starting like a podcast where I could talk.
That's
Dude,
a good idea. You
yes.
should be a regular. You know what? Join an existing podcast.
Right.
It'll
Yeah.
be better to
Yeah,
get
you just walk
Oh,
your feet
in.
wet.
There
I
you
think I know
go.
one. I know a couple people that have one, so you're good. You're good. Yeah, I got you. You know
Yeah,
the
but-
right guy. I got you.
Perfect.
But yeah, you were showing off your magic deck, huh, John?
Yeah, that's
Understood.
been my like new like hyperfixation to get me away from like the desk and doing stuff is like I've jumped back into Magic and I've just retooled some old decks that I've had that just they weren't fun to play anymore. So I switched them out. So I built 2 commanders that I've been like eyeballing for a while. And it's been fun. So I can't wait. I'm gonna run these guys for the first time tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna record some of it.
I've never gotten past the first edition of Magic, so I'm not really still kind of doing this kind of stuff. And that's all I can really
Whoa,
do.
dude, his finger.
Yeah, I know, right? But like that's the
That is the
most
very
Magic
first
I've gotten
Magic.
into so far. I need to get some of the
It's like
newer
the
versions.
prestige. It's
You guys use
happening
the
right
Magic,
here,
Yes.
It's Now You See Me Part 3.
dude. Kevin Garcia.
But the thing is, I heard there's like a Magic, like a Marvel Magic crossover thing going on.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I need to figure out.
Yeah.
I tried to play that game 25 years ago. I need to get back into it. That's the key.
Look,
Agreed.
we can do it. We have the people. We have the know-how. We can make it happen. The same way that we were supposed to do D&D. I'm just saying, like
we still can.
we have
We
the
did.
people.
Wait, we can do D&D right
More.
now. Right
We
now.
can do
John,
right now.
John,
Roll
read us
some
a D&D
dice.
right now, right? I got my character.
Hey, I got minis. All right, so we got Kevin.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
and we got
just like him.
Freddie. There we go.
That's me. I'm
Perfect.
so handsome.
All right, so you guys are walking in the woods, and you come across an owlbear. What do we want to do?
I'm going to try to tame it. No, not just befriend it at first.
Befriend it. All right.
Is it a
So roll
female
me.
or male owl bear?
All right. So from Freddie, I'm gonna need a perception check, and for Kevin, I'm gonna need animal handling.
Okay.
Animal handling.
I
So just roll.
literally just handled an animal a few minutes ago. Does that not
Hold on, let me
count?
get my dice tray.
There you go.
Does that not count?
6.
6. Okay. You cannot tell. There's a lot of fur.
I also rolled a 6.
You also rolled a 6. All right. So you go to hug it, and you get like a really low, like kind of growl as it's kind of warning you away.
All right. Well, this seems positive. I'm going to let it smell my hand first.
You're gonna do the How to Train Your Dragon.
Well,
Like
I mean,
the-
technically you do that with any, dog or cat, but sure.
No, it's a dragon
Well,
thing.
it doesn't
Okay,
look
it's a
away
dragon
thing, yeah. Have
Okay.
you guys seen How to Train? Yeah. All right. Yeah. It was good. I liked it. But yeah. So roll performance to see how well that goes.
I rolled a 14.
Okay. So you put your hand on its fur. It's got a little bit of like that annoyed cat hissing thing going on, but it's not. It might not strike right away.
I'm gonna draw out my weapon
Oh, okay.
and prepare just in case. I'm kind of cautiously. I pull out my weapon, my sword. It's a rapier, and then I'm holding and waiting to see what happens.
I'm
Because
also going to
Kevin
pull out
Garcia is
my
petting
weapon
a feral animal.
and begin playing my lute.
Roll me another performance, Kevin.
Now, this one I do
A
have
performance
bonuses
of
on. I don't
Kevin.
know what my bonuses are right now, but I do have bonuses.
Yeah.
And I rolled a 15.
15. Okay. So with that, you're able to kind of play it, and you hear that kind of growling, like fall back, and now the animal's like super in tune to like your movement.
Is that the voice of the animal?
That is.
Yes.
This animal is begging for a Capri Sun.
Whoa.
Do you have
Yeah.
one? Do you have a drink?
I checked my bag. Do I check my? I can check my bag if I have
You can check your
any
bag.
food. Okay.
Yeah.
Check my bag, and I want to see if I have something that the animal will like.
I'm gonna.
And I see grape juice or wine. I find wine.
Okay. So you pull out the wine. Are you attempting to like
Hold
give
on.
it to the animal?
Hold on, I'm going to get like
Yeah.
a little. If I have a shield or something to pour it into, like a little bowl type thing, I'll be like, put some in here. Put some in here.
All right, I'm gonna pour some wine into Kevin's shield.
Okay.
There you go. props.
All right, I'm laying it down in front of the owlbear and backing away slowly while continuing to play, or going back to playing music after putting it down.
Okay. And then, so Freddie, if you're going to be the one to walk it up, just give me a sleight of hand.
Let me roll. I'm rolling online. I got a 5.
A 5. You get really excited that this is going to be a great plan, and the wine is going to kind of spill on the bear. So for a second, he's going to be broken from his trance of like the music, and turn towards Freddie and just release like a deep snarl, like a one warning kind of a thing.
I lean in towards him and say, "I think he likes the music. We should probably run now."
Let's turn and run.
You guys are going to turn and run?
We're turn and run.
As casually as possible.
Okay. Give me. Are we trying to like do like that cartoony like back up and bolt kind of a thing?
Yes.
I want to back up and bolt.
Just like
all right. All right. So yeah, well, you guys are gonna back up and then give me an athletics.
Okay.
I
don't remember how much I had in
roll.
athletics. Ooh, I rolled a good one. Can you see in the reflection?
I cannot. What is that? Is that a 1?
It is a 1.
Oh God! And Freddie, what'd you get?
Let's see. I got a. And what D is that? Is that a D20 still?
Yeah, D20.
All right, I'm going for. I got an 18.
Okay. So Freddie like backs up, turns, runs. There's a cartoony version of him in smoke as he takes off. Kevin gets lost in the smoke, trips, stumbles, and the music cuts off. So now the bear's kind of broken of his trance a little bit. It's gonna kind of go and start poke you with its nose.
What do you do, Kevin? I'm gone.
Yeah.
Remembering my days back in orc camp. Play dead? Yeah, I'm gonna try to play dead.
You gonna say that? Okay. Give me a performance to see how well you do.
Dude, Kevin's all about performance.
Yeah. It's a bard.
So you get a reflection here. Okay, wait. Sorry, bring it back.
Oh, there it is. A 1?
What?
Dude, oh my God. Okay. Kevin's dead. Literally.
At this point, I'm so bad at playing dead, it entertains me.
Yeah, the bear's just gonna kind of sit next to you and like roll on its back, like kind of just building its own little grove, thinking that you guys are playing a game.
Okay, I whisper to Freddie. I can't remember Freddie's character's name, but I whisper away, and I'm just like, "This is my life now. Hopefully, I'll see you later."
I'm too far away. I'm like dust. I'm like on the boat, getting on. I'm like going away. I'm at the point where I've lost a friend. I've already given up on Kevin.
He's mourning.
Kevin. I'm mourning you.
I feel like that's a good point to call the game and come back to it.
I think we call it a game right there, because we don't know what to be continued. Because Kevin, we don't know if he's dead or alive. And where's Freddie going? Is he coming back?
I'll be like, honestly, I don't know if I'm dead or alive either, and I'm there.
Primos, stay tuned. Here we go.
And they'll be right back. Give me 1 sec. I gotta go grab this Capri Sun.
Welcome back, Primos, and thank you again to Sin Color for letting us use their music. That was Limonada. Thanks again, Prima Cristi Arreglado. Again, fellow Salvadoreña, so go support at Sin Color Music. Check out their music. It's awesome, and thank you again. We're back, Primos, from this cool D&D adventure we had earlier, which, you know what? I think I did pretty good.
Yeah, I did not, but that's okay.
We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
I got this soda at like a Turkish market here in Austin, and I don't know what flavor it is, but
red.
It literally no, it is not. You know that flavor of dry circus peanuts?
No.
Like, think back when you were a kid.
No.
You buy like a bag of peanuts at the circus. This tastes like that in liquid form, and I cannot explain it for the life of me.
I think you're actually drinking red dye number 3. Like that's literally what you're drinking, because I have no
in my
clue.
head.
Like
I saw it and I was like, "Oh, cherry, right? Like you're pre-programmed."
Yeah, like red.
Like when you said red, I was like, I know that flavor.
At most fruit drink, the generic fruit drink. But no, it is definitely not red flavored.
That's weird because in your head you automatically think it's cherry or strawberry or something like that, but it's a color thing that throws you.
I bought a Turkish cola the other day from the same market. It was great. It was like the best of what I like about Mexican cola, but it was only this big, the bottle. So I'm like, that's exactly the amount I need. But I went back, they didn't have any, so I picked this up instead, and it is not the same.
It is circus peanuts.
Is it circus peanuts? Apparently,
that explains the water.
I need to cleanse the palate.
I figured you'd go back to the beer at that point. Might as well. If you're drinking some red poison, might as well drink beer.
I've already gone down to the root.
To the root. Well, Primos, one thing we talk about here on the show a lot, not only do we enjoy consuming and writing comic books, but we have opinions, we have thoughts. Kevin Garcia, we talked offline a little bit about some of the books we've been reading. I know John's been reading some stuff too. On your break, Kevin, what have you been reading recently, or what can we dive into recently in the Marvel universe? I know that's kind of like your forte. I have a couple books I'm reading that are in Marvel, outside of that as well, that I want to recommend and talk about. Go ahead and start us off.
Well, Marvel's got 3 concurrent events happening right now. The biggest line-wide one is One World Under Doom, which is Dr. Doom finally, goes through on his promise and literally takes over the entire world. And as many fans online predicted, he's doing a better job running it than anybody else has been doing.
Hail Doom.
Which leads the Avengers to kind of looking like the bad guys. They're like, well, we know he's evil, and he's literally gotten rid of free speech, but there's free healthcare, free education. There's no wars going on. Everybody's got open borders.
Can I vote
Runaways number one? In Runaways number 1 that I've been reading, they even say, hey, if the Avengers let it happen, it's okay.
What's funny is some of these issues give, like the main storyline, weirdly enough, is not giving any of the downsides of Dr. Doom. It's all the main storyline is look at all the good stuff he's doing. But the tie-in books give you some of the negatives. So like that Runaways one has Dr. Doom going by and picking up all his Doombots, which if you don't know are just robotic clones of Dr. Doom that he just has all over the world. He forgets where they are occasionally. So he's basically sent his Doombots to go collect them all, but several of these Doombots, possibly including MF Doom, have gotten lives of their own by this point. There was even one that in an issue of She-Hulk, she argued before a court deserves to have his own autonomous identity. Well, that She-Hulk, that Doom that got his own identity thanks to She-Hulk, he dies in the first page of that Runaways issue. So
yeah, it's fucked up because I'm like, no, and this because I remember the issue. There was a Christmas issue that they had where he kind of joined them for supper and it kind of like unofficially joined the Runaways.
Yeah,
that specific Doombot in this book. Yeah,
the one I was talking about was in a She-Hulk issue. This Doombot has been living with the Runaways, kind of like their nanny. Yeah. And so now they're going after him, And then meanwhile, in Bucky had a series, from that currently in the Thunderbolts movie. He had a Thunderbolts series where he was going after Doom. First issue of that, Doom nukes Bucky's hometown in small town America, killing 20,000 people, blames Bucky for it. And that's in the tie-in issue. I feel like that should have been in the main storyline, but...
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, Bucky's new Thunderbolts series has been renamed now as the New Avengers.
Do you know who the artist is on that book?
Oh, I have to look up who the artist is. I don't remember right now. Why do you ask?
Who is it?
He is the artist of Starved Rock, my book.
Ooh.
Hey, there you go. John
Avina,
bringing it back to him. Look at John, man.
See,
there
John,
you go.
This is why we have you here, because you're in the big leagues, man.
John, what's Starved Rock? For those that don't know what Starved Rock is.
It's not Thunderbolts. The funny part was I asked him, I was like, so like, what was the process like to apply for that? He was like, oh, they really like the art on Starved Rock. I was like, did they ask who wrote it? And he's like, never came up.
See, that's the thing. If you're going to work at Marvel nowadays, they literally have to approach you. You can't really apply to them anymore.
No, not at all.
That's some shit, man.
Yeah, but it's
John
cool.
Avina should be on there. Yeah. Come on, guys. Make it happen.
Yeah.
And Kevin.
Yeah.
And Kevin Garcia. And Freddie Mejia, too. Make it happen.
Yeah,
we're all good writers. Yeah, come on, man.
We should have like a one-shot called the Primos.
Primos? Well, people that were on the show beforehand. I think Edin was one of them. and then I had some other primo that was helping me out. I think Samuel was doing some video stuff for me. But hey,
Well, okay,
who knows?
minus the
Maybe
E
they
on
start.
it.
Maybe they start their own podcast that bashes our podcast, and then we battle it out in some weird podcast battle royale. I don't know. There's something there. I mean, we're all writers. We can make something happen. Talk about Doom real quick because I am all for giving him credit here, right? Because it's one of these deals where, as you're consuming the books, right, these multiple events, multiple issues that go across different franchises, different, however you want to call them, right? Part of the MCU at this point of the comic book verse. I don't know, it all gets convoluted. Which is funny because I watched a movie recently which had Loki in it. I forget his name. Hiddleston? Tom
Hiddleston.
Yeah. I watched The Life of Chuck. And there's like multiverses and stuff. There's a whole thing there. Anyways, he can't escape the multiverse. He's Loki forever. But I digress. So Doom, here's my deal, right? Like you said earlier in the conversation, that they're not showing you the dark side of things, right? They're not showing you like the underbelly of what Doom's up to, because we know
not in the main series anyway.
Not in the main series especially. It's kind of glossing over that. Everybody's living under that rain, if you will, and it's good, But I've seen things growing up, a kid from El Salvador, my family from El Salvador, and how things are manipulated and things are controlled. Things look pretty, things look beautiful, things are awesome, but then there's that shit hidden under the sand. You know what I mean? So my thing, and it's going to grow into a bigger discussion here with you guys, I think that we need to be patient as readers. We need to be patient as comic book readers. I believe, and I read an article, so forgive me, I'll have to Google it later, but figure out who it was, that comic books are losing their subtlety. Comic books are losing their narrative for the splash pages, for the big booms, for just appeasing the eye, as opposed to context or content. And then we're losing the deeper meaning that comic books can bring us. And that also extends to anime. Anime used to be very like sci-fi, very horror-ish. Now it's very like solo leveling. It's big, booming, shonen, and that's really what sells. You know what I mean? So with Doom, we'll start there.
Well, hold on. I want to address these things, then we'll get back to Doom directly.
Okay, go ahead.
So for the anime thing, I think that's a different issue. I think the anime thing, it's that we used to only be getting the cream of the crop in the U.S., and now we're getting everything in the U.S. So that cream of the crop still exists. It's just now we're seeing the 50,000 isekai things that when in the past we would have just got one. Like, for example, the romantic harem comedies were a big thing. In the U.S., we only got Tenchi Muyo, but in Japan, they had 100 of those, at a time. So I think that's the one thing. The other thing I would say, as far as comic books, losing that subtlety, that's cyclical.
Okay.
Back in the 50s and 60s, it was right in your face. Then in the 70s, it was like, it's all metaphor. Look at the metaphors. Then you got to the 80s, and you got this Chris Claremont era where it's not so much a story being drawn out as it is background stories happening and then becoming the main story eventually. And then you got the 90s, which was event comics. And then you got the early 2000s, and that's when you have stuff like Ultimate Spider-Man, where they took like 10 issues for Peter Parker to put on the costume. So that was a shift from where, like, issue 1, he's in the costume. Like, anybody who watched the Invincible cartoon, by the end of episode 1, you know what's going on. But if you read the book, I think it was issue 8 or so before we found out what was going with Omni-Man, So, like, that was a time period of the early 2000s where comic book storytelling was very paced out. And I think now we're kind of coming back around again to storytelling being like, let me tell you what the big reveal is, and then we'll move forward. Which, honestly, if it's going to be a monthly comic, I would prefer that. If it's going to be like a graphic novel, then yeah, draw it out slowly. But if it's going to be monthly, have that cliffhanger. Have that thing saying, oh no, it was Loki, that kind of thing,
John, you thoughts on this?
Yeah, so for the anime thing, there was like that period in like right when Naruto started where everything just became like that shonen, who's the biggest bad guy you got and make them bigger.
And the reason that came is because the US was realizing that's selling, so they brought more over.
Yeah, and I just got burnt out, so I haven't really watched anime since then. Like, unless it's like someone tells me you got to see this. Like My Hero, I got to episode 3 and I was like, I get it.
Yep.
I'm struggling.
I got to season 2 before I said that, so
I tried watching Solo Leveling and it's the same, where it's just kind of like,
I will recommend Dan to Dan and
Yeah.
Delicious
Love Dan
Invention.
Dan.
Those two are good.
Love it.
One that I wanted to give a chance to is
Mashal.
called
Mashal's good too.
one I want to give a chance to is called Jobless Reincarnation, because the animation's really good and the story seemed good. And I was following along. And it seemed like they were going to be like going against the tropes, and I was like, cool. And then like they get like 20 episodes in, and like, oh, he's going to be dating underage girls. Never mind. Okay, I'm done with this.
I mean, like you said, there's so much coming over, right? They're trying.
Yeah.
It's a shotgun tactic. Shoot everything, and it'll hit somebody that's gonna
One
stick
will
to somebody,
stick.
right?
Yeah.
One will stick. And I'm kind of over that. That's why I still have, like, when someone tells me, like, oh, what do you recommend? I've never watched anime. And I'm like, okay, what kind of movies do you like? Okay, you like sci-fi? You like this? Cool, let's go this route. I'll show you sci-fi, Ghost in the Shell, one of my favorites, right?
Yeah.
To this day, just the story alone. My wife fell asleep. She can't sit through that movie. She'll fall asleep. But me, I'm fucking eyes open, like digging it. Like, wow, look at the animation. The story's so cool. Akira, of course, talked about Akira so many times on the show. It's insane.
Always.
Yeah, I mean, Ghibli stuff is really good too.
Always.
But even now, right? It's hard. I had a conversation with some friends. I was playing Magic, and I'm like, hey, so what are we watching? And they recommend stuff to me, and I give it a shot. I'm like, oh my god, this is bad. Like, I can't watch this. Like, forgive me, but and maybe it's my age, but fuck, like there like tease me a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, give me a little bit of foreplay. Like, let me get, shit, I didn't see that coming. You know, like, wow. You know,
one of the problems I have with anime too is like the main character within like the first episode will tell you what his goal is, and then he will tell you again every episode after that. I mean, and I was like, I get it. King of the Pirates, you're gonna be the best in it. Yeah, and I know it's like a shonen effect, right? Like,
well, I mean, like Dragon Ball.
It's a mantra.
Dragon Ball didn't start out that way, but Dragon Ball is now. But like,
but I loved like the original Dragon Ball more than Dragon Ball Z. Because it was like an adventure thing.
Yeah,
like
it was just goofy and fun.
It was so fun. Yeah, and then once it was just like, okay, he's got to fight these Saiyans. Now he's got to fight Frieza, and then like, I got it. I mean, I get it.
It feeds into whatever. Like, I don't know what that shonen, just the underdog, right? Like everybody, they love an underdog. Be it in a sports anime, manga, or sports film. Look at people watch. I mean, remember the Titans? Like, they love these films,
I
right?
yeah.
I mean, it's an underdog story is great if it's handled well and handled appropriately. With anime, what I'm saying is in comic books as well. Like you said, like I have started kind of guiding myself to, well, you know what? This is a 3-issue story, and I'm happy with that because I know I'm gonna get soup to nuts what I want. They're gonna tease me just enough, and I'm good with 3 issues. If you're giving me 10,
put your soup.
Hey man, it's soup to nuts, not soup with nuts. Do you understand where that comes from, Kevin? You know, all these little.
You told me before, and I still don't know.
Soup to nuts. So soup is usually a starting dish in a 7-course meal.
Right. It was the courses. That's
right. And it usually ends with a dessert with some type of nut, and that's when it goes soup to nuts.
Well, that's just nutty.
The more you know.
And this brings us to Dr. Doom, because you were saying that Dr. Doom. About the
Doom. So with
story.
Doom, I think that we need to be a little more patient because I feel that they're not going to mishandle this particular arc because Doom has been after this forever. Yeah. Forever. Right?
Who's the writer on
the big bad.
I mean, he's technically it's Ryan North, the guy that did Squirrel Girl. He's definitely a great writer.
Okay. Yeah.
And the thing is that Doom has achieved this several times before, and it's one of those things that in the ongoing world of comic books, you just kind of have to accept that it's new, but at the same time, each time he's achieved it was different. You know, like he once achieved it by taking Purple Man, that's Kilgrave from the Jessica Jones series, and using his powers, amplifying it around the world, but he got bored because everybody listened to him and it was boring. And then another time he achieved it in Secret Wars, where he took over the multiverse, but then that fell apart. So this is a new one where he's like, you know what? I'm going to do this by just telling people I'm right and they'll listen to me. And so far it's working.
All for it, man. Like I said, Doom has been the big bad. Doom has done so much in the past. Doom has been in the background, right? And let's give him his dues. This is the era of Doom right now. You know what I mean? Like this is the era of Doom right now.
Because of the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're going to get that teased out and we're going to get that resurgence of, wow, Doom is a fucking badass. Like he just is. It's always been. If you've been reading comics for however long, in Marvel, you know who he is. But I always feel when someone says, "Oh man, I can't get into these books. It's just so much." One, I'll give him credit. It's so hard to keep track of. If you have a subscription to Comixology, Marvel Unlimited, all that, great. Poke around, jump around, right? But when you get to the hard issues, it's harder to jump around and keep up with it. But I still think that if you're patient enough and you do follow the main story, we'll get there. I think we will get there to where things will collapse, like you said. Eventually, something's gonna come to a head, and we're gonna be like, "Oh shit, cool, here we go."
Yeah, and it's like that for a lot of the events. Because I remember when Siege came out, a lot of people were just like, "When are they going to get to the fight?" And then when you finally do, you're like, "But it's not even like attention spans are going down. It's just like they want to build it. It's gonna feel cinematic. It's got to build like an event."
Okay, but here's the thing about Siege is when Secret Invasion happened, whether it was good or bad, you knew from the get-go this is what we're getting into. All right. When Civil War happened, it was we knew what we're getting into. With Siege, it was a slowly okay. What is the main story? Oh, that's what the story is. Okay, we're fighting Asgard. Why are we fighting? Okay, sure, why not? And it was not focused. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
And that's when they started to do like the 30-book tie-ins that really got kind of out of hand.
That started with Infinity War back in the early 90s. They were surprised by how successful Infinity Gauntlet was. So when the sequel happened, they basically required almost every book to have a tie-in, even people that did not want to have tie-ins.
And they still kind of do that for the most part. Yeah, but at least they relaxed it a little bit from what it was before. Because I remember I was working at the comic book store when like Blackest Night came out. And that was like every title had a Blackest Night tie-in because they were going to reboot and do all that stuff. But it was like, you felt it. Yeah. Again. Yeah. But it was cool.
There's so many events, right?
There's a lot of events. And then like right now, this brings it up, that Black Panther book that just came out.
Yeah, there's a Black Panther book everybody keeps talking about. I love it. It's only one issue.
I thought it was cool. Yeah.
Everybody's really I won't say pissed, but they're like excitable about it, and for good reason. Like, spoiler for the very last page of the first issue because it's all over the internet now. But the current Black Panther for this comic book takes off his mask, and he's a white kid. Now the thing is, white and light-haired blonde or light brown hair. The thing about this is a couple things. Number one, this is Christopher Priest writing it. Now I actually got to meet him a couple months back, and he's a really cool dude. I have always loved his writing. I've heard he wasn't super great as an editor, but I've always loved his writing. And I trust the process. I know he's doing something with this. Like, for example, he's the one that reinvented Black Panther in the early 90s. And the way he did that was have the main character of the book not be T'Challa, but instead this white government official from America. And the reason he did that is because, white kids aren't going to buy books unless there's a white guy in it. So we're going to have this white idiot guy be the main character. And it was great because he was always the punchline. And because T'Challa wasn't the main character, he could be this larger-than-life figure in the background. Well, this one is being done the same style as his old comics in the 90s, where it's not being told linearly. They're jumping back and forth in time. I say current because there's like 5 different time periods being covered in this one issue. And the second to most current of those time periods reveals a white Black Panther. But that is not the most current time period of the comic. So something happened in between, and we don't know what yet. So I'm really excited. The joke people keep saying is that he did this just so that every time somebody goes, well, what if you had a white Black Panther? It could be like, you know what? There was. It was canon.
Yeah. And like a lot of the discourse I saw around it, it came down to like 2 things. One, people just trying to create hype around it by pretending that they were really upset.
Of course.
And then 2, people who kind of understood what it was like going on and were just kind of like, well, let's just wait and see. But and it was really going back and forth on it. So I bought that issue and I read it and I was like, oh, okay, we're going to get somewhere. And I even did a video kind of
I don't know where
I think it got taken down, but it was like, I made a video talking about how comics will do this, so how they'll kind of create a little bit of outrage in order to kind of get the ball rolling on a book.
It's just what is it? Everybody loves the drama, man. Like everybody wants to follow an argument. Everybody wants to get involved in some kind of discourse. But it also ties into what we were saying earlier. Like, let the book fucking breathe. Like, let it do its thing. You can't base it on one issue. One issue, yeah, exactly.
That's it.
You can't. Let it breathe.
The
Kevin,
funny part is
what
there has
other?
actually been a white Black Panther before, and it was Everett K. Ross, the same white guy. He was white. He was Black Panther for like 3 issues back in the 90s.
Cool.
He was bad at it.
I didn't know. Cool. Kevin, I'm glad you're back because you're like at the encyclopedia, man, when it comes to
Yeah.
this stuff.
And the book.
Definitely stuff that you cover that we just don't even fucking know, man.
I was with the Marvel Handbook, not the Marvel Encyclopedia. Those are two different things.
Sorry. You're the Marvel Handbook guy? You're the handy guy? You're the hand guy? Wait.
I'm very good at my hands.
It comes off right. Very, very good.
We should just
very good hands.
Anyway, yeah, but there's another big event happening right now, which is by Jonathan Hickman. He's the guy that did the Age of Krakoa. He's the guy that did Secret Wars. He's the guy that made the Fantastic Four really big in the 2000s. And it's one issue so far only as well, and it's called Imperial. And basically, he says, and I believe him because of his past work, that it's going to completely redo the cosmic map of Marvel. Basically, they have all of the different, they say the Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, in the comic books, the galaxy is actually the local group of galaxies. So there's actually like 24 galaxies that are nearby that are the galaxy. And basically all of the different galaxies are different empires, and they're all getting together. Some of the bigger, what's really great is there's this great scene where like all the empires are in one room together. All the leaders are there talking. And it's funny because Hulk has his own planet, the planet Hulk. That still is kind of a thing, sort of. And he's on the second tier of these world leaders because he owns one planet. He doesn't have like a galaxy, So on the first tier, we have Xavier's daughter, who's running her own galactic empire. We have Hulkling and Wiccan being Scarlet Witch's son. He's the husband of the king of the Kree Skrull Empire right now. And so you get all these different empires. And spoiler again for the last page, but they're revealing that apparently all of these different empires are going to get together to fight Wakanda. And I'm like,
interesting.
I'm like, what? So apparently,
it takes galaxies to take down Wakanda, or Namor.
Because in the comics, currently Wakanda owns 5 galaxies, not 5 solar
Wakanda.
5 galaxies. What? And so
Wakanda forever.
Right? So apparently, somebody's like they're killing various like leaders of the galaxies, the galactic empires, and when they trace it all down, it comes back to a Wakandan assassin, which of course. You've read any stories before, that means it's not going to be Wakanda. But
right.
But now apparently all the different galactic empires, including the Hulk, want to go fight the galactic empire of Wakanda. So I think it's interesting. We've got 2 different Wakandan stories happening simultaneously. One in the future.
Yeah.
Cool. I saw it on the shelves. And I was like, I'm going to pick this up because I recommended it. And I'm like, wait, my stack's too big, and comic books can get expensive. Like, it's just be real. At a certain point, you're like, fuck.
I remember DC having a whole promo saying drawing the line at $2.99.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then immediately abandoning it because.
Oh, $2.99. Okay, yeah, because they used to do drawing the line at $1.99. Drawing the line. That's a thing they do every like 15 years or so, trying to bring it back.
Yeah.
Well, lucky for everybody listening and watching us, we draw the line at 0, Primos. Just a like and a share. Just share, Primos. Get it out there. Let everybody know where they can find us. And what we're doing here is just talking about our fandoms. One thing we do here is to talk about what we were currently fixated on, what we're into, what we recommend, or just kind of enjoying at this moment. John, you kind of hinted at it because I'm kind of piggybacking off of you as well. But recently, you've been getting into the most recent Magic set. You're getting that going. I, too, gotten into that. And, I got my box here that I'm working on. If you follow us, I've been doing a lot of these videos. And besides our D&D we just did, maybe we'll do a Commander game with the 4 of us because it's 4 of us and we can do it. Why not? There's cameras.
I played before. I just got to learn how to play again.
It's fun.
Dude, it's so easy. It's so fun. And I won't be an asshole about it like I am in person when I play paper Magic. I'll be nice. Like I'll be, I won't be that guy. I won't just kill. It'll be fun. We'll group hug. We'll slug it out. But one of the things that, besides Magic, I'm really getting into recently is talking about gaming in general. I've been playing a Metaphor de Fantasio on PS5. So that is from the Persona team, Atlas. And this is a game based in a fantasy world, like, talking fantasy in the sense of fairies and nymphs and dragons and warrior, like soldiers and kings and queens, right? But check this out. The monsters, the big bads, are humans. the humans are the big bad in this, and they're these monstrous beings, almost like titans that come in to ravage and destroy things, and the people or the heroes have to take down these monsters, humans, to save their town, their home, what have you. But you take the role of a person that actually sees that the humans are misunderstood, that there's more to it. Obviously, it's more of a storyline, and you're trying to stop some corrupt, person from coming into power. But it's Persona. It's everything you love about Persona. Stylish screens, great fighting mechanics. It's an RPG to the fullest, customizable. Spent hours and hours on it. So if you haven't played a Persona game because it wasn't your style, since it was more of an anime slice of life kind of story for RPG, this is we're going straight into fantasy RPG all the way, and I really recommend it. So it's definitely something to check out in gaming.
I never played the Persona games, but every time I see them, it looks amazing. I need to do that.
Definitely, Persona is one of my faves. And then, Metaphor de Fantasia, I was like, man, this is something different. And the story got me. And I'll be real with you, like, even though I partake in the fantasy books and the fantasy movies and films, it's not really my go-to. But this got me hook, line, and sinker. As soon as the story started, and how there was it's just the political side of it, and the kings and queens and princes, and everybody's trying to take over, and the humans are evil. And I was like, oh, I'm in. So it really got me. So I definitely recommend that. Primos, check it out. And one other thing I recommend that I've been reading besides the Runaways is Duck and Cover. Duck and Cover. Scott
Are
Snyder.
there ducks in? Because I saw the cover and I really wanted there to be ducks in that cover, and I didn't see any ducks.
There's no ducks on the cover, but there's a turtle, if that helps. Not to give it away. But apparently it is based upon in the 50s, Cold War, and of course everybody's worried about that, 60s and 50s, and how Duck and Cover was a film that was actually shown in schools and all over the place, and the turtle was a mascot for the film.
Turtle.
And it was him like saying, yep, there you go. And it was Duck and Cover, which obviously now we know that you hiding under a fucking desk isn't going to do shit. But it turns out, in this world,
Indiana Jones hid in the fridge and it worked.
he would have suffocated and died inside the fridge. Let's just be real about that.
Okay?
That's not going to happen.
Broken bones.
He would have. It would not have happened. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. Indy would have fucking fricasseed. Okay, but in this world, those that actually ducked and covered survived, and not only that, they get superpowers. So the story picks up really, really, really quick.
Honestly, that premise has me sold. I actually want to go get this book now.
I'm excited for it, man. It just came out recently, so it is on your shelves in your local comic book shop or online. I like collecting the physical copies of these, so I got my hands on it. I already asked for the second issue to be pulled for me once it arrives, because I'm in. It's exciting. So I've been reading a lot, and I said I really recommend Duck and Cover, Primo. So check that out. John, is there anything you want to recommend for the Primos this week, or anything that you can say, hey man, this is what I'm into right now, something they can look into?
Yeah, so I have 2 books that I'm reading right now. Hellblazer, Dead in America, so this is like the DC Black Label stuff. I really wish they would just go back to Vertigo, because I want this team to do like a monthly book.
Yeah.
I'll have it like a consistent one, but no one listens to me. But it's everything you love about Hellblazer, and the art is just beautiful. It's Aaron Campbell, who's actually like a super fucking cool guy. I got to meet him a few times. I absolutely love this book. He's like the exact kind of artist you want working on like Hellblazer. Like he's pretty quiet, reserved, likes whiskey, and I'm like, yeah, you're like the guy that I pictured writing or drawing this. So that, and then the other book I'm reading, it's Ed Brubaker and it's Sean Phillips, and it's Reckless. So yeah, there's like 5 volumes of these. If you like PI, like private investigator stories and all that stuff, it's so good. I've read like the first 3 of these, and like they keep getting better. So
exciting, definitely.
Yeah.
Kevin, anything you can recommend for the Primos out there? I know you're the handyman. Wait, handman? Am I gonna find some cool name? I don't know. The man with the hands. I don't know. I can't. I don't have one, Kevin. Sorry. Anything you can recommend? Anything you're into recently? I know you're a gamer too.
Yeah, I'm a gamer. I've been playing. I got the Switch too, so I've been doing that. A lot of Mario World. I've actually one of those weirdos that never liked the Mario Kart games. Like they were okay, they were fun for 5 seconds, but I never.
Best Mario Kart was Double Dash. Put hands down. Everything else is whatever.
I have that one too. It's a good game, but this Super Mario, I guess Mario Kart World, is the first one that's an open world, which is kind of funny for a racing game. And I dig it. The idea of having an open world game where I'm not having to kill anything or have anything kill me. I could just explore and find new things.
Nintendo, right?
I love it. I'm also really looking forward to the new Donkey Kong game because that looks like so much fun.
Apparently, I mean, let's be real here. So you're an early adopter. You love Nintendo. I mean, hands down. I get that. The only thing I adopt early is Nintendo. Yeah, for sure. And I get that 100%. I have a buddy that's the same way. He's like, I don't care. He's about Nintendo. He's going to get it no matter what. Cool for you.
I have a 10-year-old iPhone right now, so.
Ooh. Is it made by Nintendo too? But what I wanted to say was, I'm going to pull the trigger once Metroid comes out. That's my shit, is Metroid.
It's coming.
That's when I'm going to pull the trigger. That's when I pull the trigger.
Probably by December or January, I'll bet.
Hopefully a year from now, we'll see, how funds are, because the tariffs that we have too, those things are making them more expensive. Well, and everything we discussed in the last episode too, by the way, Primos, about getting priced out is a real concern for me. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but who knows,
On that note, the other thing I've been doing lately is reading free comics. I've been reading a bunch of public domain comics from the 50s, and I've been finding some really weird stuff. I just read a couple days ago, a 1955 story that is 100% Death Note. Like, it's about
shit, cool.
It's about this young man who's obsessed with the occult, and he does some digging, and he finds this book, and the book is called A Collection of Truths. And he knows that when you write down names in it, they're going to get killed. And this demon shows up and says, I'm going to be the one to kill them for you. And he goes, good. I'm going to kill every evil person in the world. And he starts off with some prisoners. And then as it gets really, really successful, he starts killing
shit, it's Death Note.
And then there's literally a panel where it's showing people around the world going, how are these deaths happening? Who's doing it? And he's laughing. No one's ever going to find me. Ha, 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 ha. It's 100% Death Note. It all comes to an end, though, when he gets so full of himself, he invites his girlfriend in and says, I want to tell you what I've been doing. And she's like, why would you do that? And he's like, you know what? Fine. Demon, kill her too. I'm putting her name in here. Demon says, no, you've been having me kill bad people. That's a good person. I'm not going to kill her. I'm going to kill you instead. Okay. And then what's really fun is that the last panel is the demon smiling at the reader going, this is what happens if you make a deal with a demon. And there's a little note at the bottom, editor's note. This is based on a diary found in England. And I'm like, I love how the very last panel is like, by the way, it's a true story.
That's cool, though. That's fucking cool. I dig it.
So that was 1955. I also read a 1953 comic that has a trans woman space hero. And I was like, I was not expecting that. So there's this guy, Mars Cranston, and he predicts that the world is going to go to World War III and everything's going to blow up. So he gets a bunch of scientists together and they agree they're going to go to another planet. They're going to go to Mars and try to restart the human race with apparently 4 scientists, males, and 1 girl, his girlfriend. I don't know how that's going to restart the human race, but let's not worry about that. The ship crashes on Mars, and the only 2 survivors are the scientist and his girlfriend, but they get separated. She loses her memory. Over the next year, she learns to survive in the wilds of Mars. She goes hunting and fishing because it's Mars. There's fish and animals there. She basically looks like a cave woman by the end. She's totally completely got the masculine ideal for her. She's done everything that the men are supposed to do. Meanwhile, Lars is back at the lab in the crashed ship saying, well, I have nothing to do with my time since there's no people here and we can't have a society. I guess I'm going to go back to my old experiment. And his old experiment was having to do with hormones and fixing gender. And when he finally develops it, he says, the reason the world was going to war is because it was run by men. Because men are just too angry and they're always destroying things. Women wouldn't have destroyed the world. I'd be better off that way. So he goes and changes himself. And then the woman gets her memory back, comes back to find him. And she's like, Lars, I'm here. And then he goes, I didn't know you were alive. I'm a woman now. And that's how it ends. And I'm like,
cool.
I want to know more about this story.
That's cool. No, I dig that, man. Because that's sci-fi and horror has always been that avenue for that intriguing stuff, man. I dig it. I really do, so
that's cool.
Talking about point of entry, right? Comic books can get expensive. But me and my son were shopping about a week ago, and we noticed, and maybe I'm just completely oblivious, but there's been a ton of older books, reissues, if you will, on the cheapest fucking paper imaginable, and they're $1 a piece. These number 1s, number 2s, number 3s. What is it, Kevin?
Which company?
What is it, Kevin? Image.
Okay, because Marvel and DC have been doing that too, but Marvel's been charging regular cover price, and DC's been charging like a higher than cover price. And I'm like, why are you charging that much? If you're doing these little entry issues, it should be $1 each. Why not?
Image is doing $1 each, and we're talking like the number one of something is killing the children, right? And it's like $1. It's on the most piece of shit paper. It will fucking disintegrate in the wind, but it's $1 and it gets you into the story. And it's like, wow, hey, if you want to get into these series or into these books, there is an option for you. And I think that you should start seeking these out, especially if you're just kind of dipping your toe into some of these books. I'm a big fan of Dark Horse and Image. I just am. I love indie stuff. But the fact that you can get these books at that price range in your hand, outside of online, of course, digital is always an option, right? For those that do. But to go to the store and pick up one, and it's $1, and you can just kind of like, wow, this okay, cool. Like, it's a good entry point. So that kind of came to mind when you mentioned that, because I was like, you know what, that's something you keep in mind too, Primos. Definitely do that.
Agreed.
Definitely. I do want to just kind of take a moment here and just thank everybody, because we're about the midway of our season for the show here. And we've been doing kind of different things, right? Everything from video to gaming stuff to just conversations on all these platforms.
Because I'm back.
Kevin Garcia's back. Run. Seriously, I'm excited because of the fact that we're all getting back to it. Elia's coming back as well. She's been out for a little bit. And I know that everybody's busy with things, but Primos, thank you for those that have hung in there with us, that have reached out about being on the show. We are working on our schedules here for the next few weeks. So again, keep reaching out to us at My Primos Podcast, and of course, myprimospodcast.com. Let us know you want to be on the show. Trust me, we're not gatekeepers here. We're all about inclusion, representation. Just come on, have a great conversation.
I've had several people that I approach be, hey, you should be a guest on the show. Say, oh, well, I'm not Latino, or I don't have Latino characters. Like, no, we got that covered. Like, we love having Latino guests. We want everybody on the show. Likewise, we want everybody to listen to it. So, like, yeah, come on, talk about your projects, your comics, your indie movies, your indie games. I really want some indie video game makers on the show.
Hey, if you're an indie game developer out there, come on in. Like, let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let us know your thoughts, Primos. Again, let us know what you want to see here on the show. We're all open to it. And, I want to just give everybody another chance here to promote themselves and what they're doing. John, please take a moment, put yourself out there. What's coming up for you? Take it away.
So on Avina Comics on everything, but we do have a new Mile High Fright coming out. So it's Mile High Fright #2. It's Bride of Frankenstein set in the 50s. So it's like old Hollywood style stuff, but it's Bride of Frankenstein, so it's a lot of fun. We have Lockjaw Piece Little 4 in the works, Lucha Forever 3. I have more comics out than I thought coming out. So those three are the next on the docket. Yeah, on a break. And then I am part of a Kickstarter. I am not running the Kickstarter. I have a short story that's out, that's going to be coming out in like this anthology of shorts. It's like 80s horror meets like Die Hard. So it's like Predator and Die Hard together, but it's every writer just kind of selected their own thing.
And you mean a dream come true?
Yeah. So it's called I'll Kill You Last. The pre-launch page is on Kickstarter right now. It won't come out till I think the 23rd of the month, so that's when it'll go live.
Cool.
But it's
so
through
we'll have it right
Outland
here,
Publications.
We'll have it right here. Here.
I'm really excited, and it's put together by Colin Bunn, who did like Harrow County, Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, and a bunch of other stuff. So, Godzilla Power Rangers. So he's a great writer, and he brought me in on this. So I'm really excited.
Kevin, what can we look forward for you, Mr. Kevin Garcia?
Like I said, I'm going to be in a bunch of shows coming up lately, conventions rather. But also, as a reminder, Dragon Lee and the Monster of Salty River is currently available in bookstores.
So good.
Copy right there.
According to Mexican Amazon, it's the number 1, 2, or 3.
You mean
grade.
Amazon?
Sure. Mix. It is the number 1, 2, or 3 seller. I just looked it up right now. It's the number 3 seller still. It was the number 1 for like over a month. I'm looking for it on the U.S. list, and I'm not seeing it. So I need more people to be ordering it.
Dude, huge in Mexico. Huge in Mexico. We're huge in Mexico. You remember that movie Singles? I think Winona Ryder's in it. No, Winona Ryder's in it. I think Singles. And they have that scene with a band. I think it's played by Matt Dillon. Say Matt Dillon. And he's in a band, a hair band or a grunge band. He's like, yeah, man, so Citizen Dick's like just huge in Seattle, right? Oh, yeah, man, we're huge here, but we're huge in Japan. We're like the biggest thing in Japan. So, yeah, Kevin Garcia.
The phrase everybody loves to use.
biggest thing in Japan, biggest thing in Mexico right now for kids novels.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely, I'm excited for you, Kevin. I'm happy for you, man.
I'm excited for me too.
Buy the book.
It is very good.
Buy the book. It's fun.
And that reminds me,
It's
I
very
got a
fun.
review. Somebody posted a review on my YouTube video, and they were just like, I couldn't stop reading it. Like, I just got it because I like wrestlers, and it was so good. And then literally,
It's better than my review. I'm like, I couldn't get through it. Like, I couldn't finish it.
But I showed
Like,
that to the publisher. The publisher was like, have them post that on our Amazon review. I'm like, I'm not going to go ask somebody. Look, if you like the book, write a review. If you don't like the book, also write a review. I don't mind. Just read it.
it's a good book, guys. Go check it out. Please go check out Kevin Garcia's work. Check out at Kevin Garcia _com. Check out Avina at Avina Comics, and of course AvinaComics.com. And of course the show at My Primos Podcast and MyPrimosPodcast.com. Primos from myself, Avina, Kevin Garcia, and all the Primos around the globe. Take care of each other, look out for each other, check in on each other. You never know. And of course, no matter where you're from, we're all Primos. Adios.
Cheers.
Cheers.